Is James Cameron the new George Lucas? Let's talk about it. What is up, everybody? I have some brand new breaking news about the release for Titanic and Avatar on 4K Blu-ray. This was released by who is this company called? True Cut Motion Pixel Works. So I have the article here. I just want to tell you, this is mainly due to the not merger, but a collaboration with Lightstorm Entertainment. Lightstorm Entertainment is an American independent production company founded in 1990 by filmmaker James Cameron, and then he is teaming up with this thing called Pixel Works. It is 1987, now based in San Jose, California. Pixelworks provide video and pixel processing, semiconductors, and software. So they're merging to, I guess, advertise or to promote this new thing called True Cut Motion, which is what they say is going to be at the helm of the Avatar and Titanic 4K masters. So I wanted to read, this is on their actual website. So this their official quote, it says, developer of award-winning True Cut Motion platform today announced that it is working with James Cameron's Lightstorm Entertainment on multiple motion picture titles. And the main interview quote was, "We are bringing Avatar and Titanic back to the big screen, looking better in every single way," said James Cameron. "We will be presenting both films in 4K with high dynamic range visuals." Great start, okay. And have been working with Pixelworks' True Motion Cut platform to remaster the films in a high frame rate while keeping the cinematic look of the original. So I'll go into more, and just to explain what True Cut Motion is, it's some technology that provides filmmakers with a visual palette of cinematic motion looks that go beyond anything previously possible. While motion pictures have seen tremendous improvements in picture performance with higher resolution, higher dynamic range, and more colors, the motion look has remained unchanged for close to 100 years. True Cut Motion technology allows filmmakers to dial in the motion with any source frame rate, shot by shot in post-production. The True Cut Motion platform, but it ensures that these creative choices are delivered consistently across every single screen, whether in theater or at home. Lightsource is once extending the boundaries of the cinematic experience, and we are ecstatic to be a part of that, says Richard Miller, general manager of True Cut at Pixelworks. After experiencing these remastered versions of Avatar and Titanic, we believe more and more filmmakers will be excited to take advantage of motion grading with True Cut Motion technology. Now, is this a worry that movies maybe from the future will stop being in 24 frames and going into 60 frames or even 120 frames? Because this has been a trend for some things. Like, I remember Peter Jackson did that with the Hobbit trilogy. I never saw them in their full 120 frames or 60 frames, however fast it was. I did see, what's it called? I did see that shitty movie with Will Smith, Gemini Man. That's what's called. I saw Gemini Man, and I don't know, because the movies we've been getting have been shit movies. So I feel like we associate that technology maybe with ungood pieces of work. But like, I feel like, because it depends on whether you're a film purist or not. It's like, I feel like a lot of people that, I don't know, because it's like a here or there. It's like, oh, it could be more realistic. Things like documentaries are in 60 frames, and those look beautiful. Maybe if you're trying to tackle something that's based on the real life, things like Titanic, or whether they want to engross you and make you feel like they're actually part of this world, like Avatar, I feel like might do well with higher frame rates. But I wonder how that's gonna be, because Titanic was filmed on 35 millimeter, right? Let me go check real quick. So the negative format, it's saying here it was 35 millimeter, and it does have a 4K digital intermediate, with the 2012 release. So I'm guessing that this is another scan, or they're not using a scan, they're just doing to make sure that it has smooth motion, which I don't know. I know I have a few friends who like the smooth motion, who like to be more simulated within the actual story. But then there's people who are like, dude, this has been a staple for over 100 years, almost 100 years of 35 frames of film per second, or 35 still images that make a second worth of motion. And I know, it sounds fascinating. I mean, like, if I were to watch something like Avatar in like 60 to like 120 frames, and it would be very smooth and it'd have really high fidelity, maybe that sounds interesting for 3D. But again, a thing in my brain is going on that's saying, yeah, that sounds like a really good spectacle, but like, would you want to see every single movie going forward in such a high frame rate? I don't know. I mean, does it seem like the worst thing? Because I feel like with high frame rate, you don't get that, because when I play video games, I don't put on that motion blur, so I'm guessing you'll be able to capture more detail. So for things like 4K or 8K or something like that, when you're seeing movies in a higher frame rate, you'll be able to capture and see more detail. So there's like a good thing, but then there's like the film purist in me who is like, yeah, but I feel like that will ruin the imagination of film. We don't see things in 23 frames per second, so when we watch a movie, it automatically turns on a switch that, is like, oh, this is magic. Oh, this is like a film. So I don't know. It's like, it's a give and take. I mean, I'm getting more detail, but I feel like I'm losing something with that magic of filmmaking, with that magic of 35 millimeter. But it's like, again, that's the old, you got to get out with the old and with the new, So it's, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments down below. Do you think this is a good thing? Because, Avatar and Titanic, those movies have really changed cinema in the way that you really don't expect, focusing on super high budgets, and if it doesn't make $1 billion, because Avatar is the highest grossing film ever made, it's considered a flop. Because we don't get movies like we don't get little 30 million movies anymore. It's either the lowest budget is like 70 million, or it's a big blockbuster. And if it's a smaller budget movie, it's like direct to streaming, or like, but even streaming service shows like fucking what's it called, Stranger Things, $30 million an episode. That's terrible. So that's a lot of freaking money. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, to recap, Avatar and Titanic, they're partnering up with a process called True Cut Motion, where they're turning their film prints, and I guess Avatar wasn't made on film. It was completely CGI, and they're turning those into a 60 frames per second and 120 frames per second on both Avatar and Titanic. Avatar, I'm excited to see, but Titanic, I don't know, because it was made on film, 35 millimeter film, and like, you can't, where are you going to source the other frames, right? 24 frames. If you're going to increase that by 6, that's 2 times the frames. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that's 2 times the frames. Where are you going to get that? So it's going to be a lot of AI. And will there be detail, or will it look really smooth and like over? I think it comes to a matter of time on whether people accept it or not. Because I know people don't really accept change the moment it happens. Usually it'll take years. Like people who didn't want to accept cars, like, man, look at this slow ass car, my horse can get faster. So it just depends on whether I feel like general audiences will really enjoy this. They'll see every movie as a spectacle, so that might change actually, because it's like, wow, we're not used to this, and now we're gonna see these big movies with like really smooth motion, and maybe that might capture audiences again. But I feel like cinema isn't at that point where it's dying or something. Movies are still able to make $1 billion, billion plus, without having all these nooks and crannies, and what's it called, these frilly things. But who knows? But yeah, so that was the video of the day. I just wanted to talk about that because I woke up, I checked the forums, and I'm like, wow, this is going to be a very decisive conversation, because, I know film purists who hate, like, there's a thing called filmmaker mode on my TV, and it cuts off everything. No smooth motion, no damn extra contrast or whatever, just the pure way the I already know Tarantino is flipping out right now. I can hear him screaming and ripping out his hair and looking for a foot to suck just to calm down. But I feel like people like David Lynch, people like James Cameron, people like George Lucas, he doesn't even make movies anymore. But those people will be very excited because it is new. We should strive to innovate within cinema, within filmmaking, to where, you know, people who've been doing it for at least 40, 50 years will get excited for it, and we'll, you know, maybe we'll introduce a new crowd or whatever. But yeah, so that was the video. Let me know down below your thoughts. Down below, are you excited for this? Because this will definitely have a change on cinema. Having one of the like Titanic, I think is like the top 5 too, right? The biggest movies ever made, to now have this. So this will lead by example on having movies released in 60 or 120 frames, because I know that they try to dangle that with things like, you know, again, Gemini Man and I'm pretty sure I'm missing out a few things, but Gemini Man and Hobbit, the Hobbit trilogy, will really stand out to me. And those really didn't do the best. So I'm guessing these are the biggest movies. They'll probably get he said they're getting a theater re-release. Jaws is getting, I know, a re-release, so hopefully that'll be weird. But yeah, so again, let me know down below your thoughts. Are you a film purist? Are you excited for this change? Are you nervous? Are you sad? Or you be like, wow, the film I know, the movies I know are now changed for the future. But anyways, that was my video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you enjoy everything physical media, because again, this was for, you know, because everyone's been hyping this 4K release for Avatar and Titanic. I really don't care for Avatar that much. I saw it once in the theaters, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good for my birthday, actually, for my 9th birthday. And then Titanic I saw, and I actually absolutely love that film. So yeah, yeah. So that was it. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Again, if you like physical media, I do hunting videos, pickup videos, mail days. I go to thrift stores, Walmarts, Best Buys, record stores, because here in Canada, we don't have a good Best Buy and we don't have Target. So we have record stores and, you know, secondhand physical media stores, pawn shops and stuff like that to compensate. So if you enjoy that, because I'm in Canada again, so we have a different selection than United States people down in the United States. So if that interests you, please make sure to leave a subscribe, because it is free and it means a whole lot to me. Anyways, please have yourself a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning. Whenever you're watching this, please stay safe and God bless. Peace, cheers, and long live physical media.